Hey everybody, come with me while I mail a letter, walk up to the mailbox. So usually I'm posting something about my garden or my lovebird or some bug or something, but I've got something major coming up I wanted to talk about, and that is I'm getting surgery, big surgery. I'm getting a breast reduction, and I'm so looking forward to it. To give you the backstory, I'm 52 now, and when I was 11, my breasts went from A cup, which was already, more than I wanted to deal with, to D in 3 months. And when I was 12, the back pain started and has not stopped since. So I've been dealing with back pain for 40 years. When you try to tell a doctor about having pain, doctors in the United States at least, they go, because they think you're faking. They just assume that you're faking. They're not thinking. They're not paying attention to who they're talking to. So when I tried to tell the doctor about being in pain, most of them just don't believe you. It doesn't matter that, you've got grooves cut into your shoulders from the bra straps. It doesn't matter that I have to wear elastic band around my rib cage every day that leaves its own marks. They don't think, they don't pay attention. So I did everything I could. I went to see a chiropractor for over a decade. I did physical therapy where they had me do exercises to try to pull my shoulder blades back together because my upper back is just wrecked. It's got this terrible counterbalance on it that sets your spine up for just collapsing backwards. And that was in addition to having some mild scoliosis that, again, doctors just like, oh, it's not too bad, she'll be fine. Whatever. I was able to deal with the scoliosis when I took a dance class, and I found out which muscle was weak, and I exercised that muscle consistently, and my scoliosis is gone if I do that exercise every day, 20 times a day at least. For a while I was doing 100 times a day. That was a bit much. Anyway, so now we are in project Gazongas must go. I tried to go through insurance, and insurance said, oh, you're not big enough. And actually the doctor had warned me about this. The surgeon warned me. And I was like, what do you mean not big enough? Like, my rib cage is small. I only have a 32 rib cage. And then my cup size is at least G. And he said the insurance does not care about cup size. And he was correct. They only care about weight because they require a minimum amount of weight to be removed. Well, y'all, I'm 5'5". I'm not very tall. Like I said, my rib cage is not big around. So all of this tissue is forward, it's all concentrated. And I'll show them to you. I'm wearing a shirt right now that does kind of show them. So you can see I got the shirt pulls around, and so when you're 12 years old and suddenly you have a size D and growing chest, men start treating you like you are a toy that was made specially, like you're a blow-up doll. They treat you like a blow-up doll. You're not a human anymore. And I'm not talking, not all men, right? Not all men, but enough to put a child in danger. I was fortunate. I know a lot of girls weren't. I was fortunate because I had this face, you know. I was a mean kid, and I was heavy-handed, and I had fought a lot of other kids when I was little. Not for arbitrary reasons, but because I would protect those who couldn't protect themselves. And I wasn't a great kid. I would fight anybody that I didn't like, or I'd try to fight them. And most of them won't fight you. They'll just run. But like when I had a friend who was just the gentlest spirit, and the bullies loved nothing more than to aggravate her. And I would just come in swinging, and they would just run. So I was used to dealing with bullies. Some women, some young girls, young women who are in the same position as me didn't have that. And so I kind of feel fortunate that way. But that doesn't mean I didn't receive threats. And then there's just the embarrassment of being off balance, you know. Gym class was a nightmare. I couldn't do gymnastics. I couldn't do a handstand. I couldn't tumble. I couldn't run. You know, how are you going to run with your arms crossed? Because these weights are just, every single step is just pulling you down and down and down. So I resisted the idea of surgery for a long time, obviously. Like I said, I'm 52 now. And in the last 3 years, I started suffering nerve damage. Nerve damage happens because the weight pulls you down, it strains your neck, it strains your upper back, strains your lower back, it strains your mid back. And, you know, and that throws into your shoulder blades. And so I started losing the use of my hands. I went to physical therapy, like I said earlier. And I keep picking at myself because I'm all nervous. I'm very excited about next week, but I'm also nervous. Surgery is 1 week from today. So I started losing the use of my hands and my arms, and the neuropathy started keeping me awake at night. I went to physical therapy, which helped. You know, it helped a lot in a lot of ways, but the neuropathy just continued. And some of that is carpal tunnel. So I started doing the carpal tunnel exercises. That helped. But, you know, what's it going to be like in 10 years? What's it going to be like in 20 years? Hopefully I'll get to live that long. I've been fighting this off for decades. I've been fighting off this degeneration, this damage for too long. And so I tried to get insurance on board, and they were like, but I lucked out. The surgeon that I went to see gave me a quote, and it turned out I'm gonna back up a little bit. It's a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. I gotta tell you the whole story. My mama passed away last year. She was 88. We were expecting it. We knew. So it was coincidence that it happened during the pandemic. Last year was also, for the company that I work for, it was a banner year. We were one of the necessary companies that was allowed to stay open during the pandemic. And what we sold brought a lot of relief to people who were stuck at home. And we had a banner year. So I got a bonus that was more than, well, it was about 3 times what I normally would get. And, you know, I was always happy to get any bonus at all. But because the company had done so well, I I got a bonus that was just a few dollars less, no, just a few dollars more than what I was quoted for the surgery. And I said, thank you, Mama. I knew she was looking out for me. She never did get her surgery herself. She really would have qualified. But my sister and one of my nieces have had it, and I have 2 good friends who've had it. I talked to my mammogram technician, and she said, you will love it. You will be so glad you did. Everybody I have talked to, all of the YouTubers that I've looked up on this topic, are just saying this is the best decision I've ever made. And some of them are teenagers. One girl I was listening to, she was 19 when she made her appointment. She was just a month shy of turning 20 when she got her surgery. Another young woman was 25 when she got her surgery. And then others, other women wait until after they've had their children. So they're in their maybe late 30s. So I feel like I'm coming to it a bit late. Better late than never, right? Better late than never. So this is my Gazongas must go post. Tomorrow is my pre-op appointment. I have a bag of all of my vitamins and other medicines that I take, which is just like aspirin. They were like, just bring it. If you've taken it, you know, if you take it regularly, bring it. So aspirin and naproxen sodium I've been using sometimes to help me sleep, especially when the neuropathy keeps me awake. And I've take like vitamin D and a multivitamin and B vitamin complex with vitamin C. And I don't know, I'm not in the medical profession. I don't know which of those causes blood thinning or blood thickening or whatever, you know, but the surgeon is going to have to see what I take and okay, yay or nay it for however long recovery takes. I have a collection of sports bras that I was planning on tossing, and then I listened to a video today that said that you need those for compression after surgery, so I'm glad I still have them. But one of my underwire bras, I'm never gonna have to buy another one, at least not for myself. One of my underwire bras threw a wire yesterday in the wash, and I was getting ready to fix it like I have fixed it at least a dozen over the years, and I just thought, I don't have to fix this one. I can let this one go in the trash can. My sister talks about just wearing a camisole with a shelf, and that's enough, because that's my goal. I want to be like her, a bee. I want to be a bee. If insurance had been involved, they would have required a certain amount, and they would not have taken more than a certain amount, so they would have decided what size I was going to be. And you know, so I just feel like it's working out for the best that insurance wasn't involved. They don't have your best interest at heart. They're not here for you. They're not, they're for profit. For profit means they're just serving the needs of people that, well, the desires of people that want more money. They have more than what they need, and there are people I know in the insurance industry who do want to help people, but my heart really goes out to them, because, you know, they are constantly having to deal with turning down people that need help, or jilting them of money, whatever the word is. I'm sorry if I used a slur. I didn't mean to. So I will post again, post operation. I don't know, I might post again tomorrow after my preoperative meeting, because I know there's going to be a lot going on that I'll need to remember. Medications I'm not accustomed to, I think I'm going to have to go buy. medications, I have to call my bank and let them know that, you know, the charges are going to come through, and it's going to be wild. But literally, I watch these videos with women who've gone through this surgery. They are in pain and delirious from surgery, and they're still like, this is the best thing ever. I already feel better, and I am so looking forward to it. So, until next time.